Weakened arm.
Brock and I are...
Lady Smith, what the fuck?
Someone left a baby.
Go Team Venture!
So hi, welcome to Binge Buddies, 9 Nights with Freddy. I'm your host as always. With me as always is Matt, Zombie Dog. I'm just diving right into it this week. Matt, Zombie Dog, Electric Hedge Trimmers, Dykes. I
feel like it'd be a little softer sounding than that.
Yeah. So
It's
do
like
it
a
again.
low,
What are you
a
trying to
low
say about
hum.
Matt, Joel?
I mean, I can't do much. Like with my voice and the way it is, this is about the level you get.
Yeah.
Full transparency, both Matt and I are very under the weather, but with podcasting, you don't have to be in rooms with each other anymore. So we can just do it while sick. So hopefully we don't sound too gross. That's not helping anything.
Yeah, all sorts of fun
No.
mouth noises. That's great.
Yeah. Shall I get my
Just gross myself
ASMR
out.
microphone out?
Oh, man.
Wow, we made it 3 seconds before we went off the rails. We also have Joel.
Better than this movie.
That's very true. I just like this one. Joel shears DeWitte.
Is that because I told you to use handheld shears or whatever I said?
Actually,
Don't
no.
My
I
name, but you use a suggestion for someone else. Fuck you, Brian.
I've done that how many times? Like, you should
A lot.
expect it by this point.
I'll always be here for some cutting commentary.
There we go.
Put up,
Dum,
up.
dum,
That was very dad of you. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah. After all that nasty sloshing sound that I made the mistake of mentioning.
Of inspiring.
We'll clear the air with some nice old boring dad jokes.
Perfect.
Joel, always bringing us back to level.
We'd truly be lost without Joel.
He is
So-
the glue
somebody
that
needs-
holds us together.
I am the millstone around your neck, bringing you back down to earth.
I'm not familiar with what a millstone is, but that sounds bad.
Yeah. I'm just picturing a giant stone around my neck, which
Yeah.
is gonna just appearing and then just yanking me to the floor.
See, I was
Like
picturing
big
something like they
stick.
throw in your neck before they chuck you off a bridge to kill you. Like,
Yeah, maybe.
So a millstone is the thing that grinds grain in order
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the name makes sense.
Yeah. How about concrete blocks for feet? Is
There we
that
go.
a better
Now
analogy
we're-
for you?
Now we're back to murder,
Okay.
which is fine because we're in a
Mob
horror
style
franchise
murder,
where we like murder on these podcasts, except that these movies don't fucking kill anyone. We also have Ryan Garden Canes and Sticks Lootens.
Cool.
I looked up what are the most horrifying gardening tools, and this list sucks. None of these are scary at all. Number 1 was lawnmower. Nobody got lawnmower.
It works because this movie sucks.
Number 2 was flower pot. I don't know how that's scary, but
Depends on what you've drawn on it.
Flower
If you
pot.
draw a really angry face on it.
What-
What's
was it?
in the flower pot?
I believe it was the movie we're talking about today. It might be next week's, where they had all those clay flower pot noises over the whole movie. Like every time something broke off screen, it was like we're watching Wet Hot American Summer. You'd hear the clay pot break. Did anybody else catch that?
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Was it this one or was it
So-
next week?
I don't know. I remember something to do with pots breaking and it just being like, this sounds really weird. Why?
It was the same sound. It was literally like Wet Hot American Summer. It's the same pot effect every time. I'm like, man, these movies. I love doing these podcasts, but this Freddy man, whoa, he's not high on my list, and this movie's part of why. I really did not enjoy part 6 at all. I wasn't a huge fan of 5 or 4. We all know I loved 3, but here we are with part 6. Ryan had warned us this was the worst of the bunch. I'm not sure if I agree this is the worst of the bunch, but that's...
I don't. I actually think this is better than 4 and 5. Not like that it's a good film.
Is it,
but
though?
But I think it's better because I think it takes some of the concepts from 4 and 5 that they tried to do and then did nothing with and kind of does something with it this time. Like, we get the kind of time loop type aspect and they actually do something with it this time. We get, they actually do stuff. I mean, it doesn't make it a great film. I'm never going to watch this film again.
I'm going to
ever.
say this.
Well, not voluntarily. I'm not going to watch it again. If someone ties me to a chair and cuts my eyelids off, I won't have a choice.
I'm gonna say this, and I've said this in our thread. You know, when I go watch Freddy, I don't sit here and I don't binge them. So it's been a hot minute before I've actually sat down and really watched them. The ones I like, I still like, and the ones I don't like, I don't like. But in watching Never Sleep Again, it allowed me to get a little bit more of a spin on 6 that I enjoyed. Like I really wish they would have done Peter Jackson's Old Man Freddy. I thought that would have been cool. But yeah, between 5 and 6, I did say that these 2 were the worst. I don't care where you rank them. So 5 and 6, wherever you put them, they're going to be at the bottom.
Yeah, they are they're rough films. Joel, how are you landing on 6 here?
So, one of my favorite bands is Death Cab for Cutie. Sure. And
I already like where this is going.
And they had an album called the Photo Album. It was their last album on their record label. They were kind of done and wanted to be rid of them. But they only had like a year in order to record things. So they just quickly churned and spat out this album that very inconsistent, but still has a few select funny or great, not funny, but great moments or great songs. I kind of feel like Freddy's Dead is kind of similar. It just kind of seems that the feel was, we have to do this. So we're going to push it out as quick as we can. And maybe we'll have a little fun and not take ourselves too seriously. Your guys' lowering of my expectations set me up to enjoy it for all the dumb it is. It's not a great movie, but it's not going to be the lowest 2.
I mean, we're not done yet. You still have to see the remake, so it can get worse. If you look at any ranking out there, unanimous, the remake is dead last. Okay. So we do have something to look forward to if you're a masochist. Let's all watch a trailer. You guys ready to watch a trailer? Let's watch a trailer.
Sure.
That sound fun? Let's do that.
Or remind me of what's in this film, considering I lost all my notes somehow.
So we're gonna watch the trailer together. Enjoy listening to this. This is gonna be the sweet sounds of YouTube saying we cannot monetize this podcast. Here we go.
As a boy, he was always different.
Well, this doesn't seem like a Nightmare on Elm Street film from the trailer at the moment.
No, it does not.
No one understood him.
You ready for it, boy?
I understand it was somewhat a product of its time. The narrator in a trailer always makes me a little wary.
No one could control him.
Yeah, but I always liked this. I forget his name. He was such a good trailer narrator.
He was.
For sure.
Very much like this sort of 80s, 90s thing. Like, I think he did, like, the one for me that stands out is he did Under Siege. And the narration on that trailer is great. Can I just say as well, like, Freddy's dad hitting him with a belt is the most pathetic hitting of a belt on anyone I've ever seen. Like,
he really throws it in.
He's just stroking him with the belt. It's not
Technically, that's not his dad. It's his foster father.
So he can't hit him really hard with the belt because he's his foster father?
Boy, they're really just throwing in all the interesting bits in this trailer, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, there's only like 2 minutes worth, so that makes sense.
It's gotta be me and him.
You want to live?
I love they got Parker in this.
Yeah, like, one of my notes before I lost my notes was, what the fuck is Yaphet Kotto doing in this piece of shit?
I always forget his name, and I just call him Parker.
What's with kids today, huh?
What an ending.
Some of the ending is so bad.
Why didn't they end it with every town there's an Elm Street? Like, of all the things, that would have been the exclamation point on it. I don't get it.
Would have made coming soon to a theater. This played in theaters.
They all did.
Why? Shut up about the NFL. We already ran into enough trouble by playing audio. This week we got John and I, who run the email for our ATH network, got like 1,000 emails from all of the episodes we uploaded to YouTube where we have like actual music in it. Like, get this shit out of here. It's like, you can't monetize this. You can't monetize this. You can't monetize this. Like, We weren't trying. We're just having fun. But thanks for letting us know. Sorry, we're all doing great health wise. Where do we even start with this thing? Like we've all kind of given our hot takes. None of us really like it too much, except for I guess Joel.
Start with the end and just get out of here.
Light is strong. It was more like a delirious stupor, sitting there and laughing. Like I didn't follow the story whatsoever.
What story?
There you go. So I mean, it was just a series of events, and there were enough events that I laughed at. That's it. It's not a good movie.
All right. So anybody ready for plugs? No, we should talk.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of like
yes.
The way
I mean, can we consolidate this into one episode where we touch upon both movies this week?
I mean, if we had planned that beforehand, I would have been all over it because I'm like, I don't have a ton to say, or I think we're just gonna have 2 short episodes because there's just not a lot to say. Like I made the joke earlier, and I'm gonna bring it up again. We've watched now all the Michael movies, all the Jason movies. We've done Phantasm. We've done a lot of horror on this network. This is not a horror themed network, but it's kind of, we do series, and there's always series when it comes to horror movies. I can't believe how few people die in these movies. Like I feel like a lust for blood crazy person. Like, where's all my death? But at the same time, where is all the death? Like Freddy has fucking knives for hand. Like, he should be killing people all the time, and really nothing happens.
It goes back to missed potential more than anything. The character of Freddy, the world of Nightmare on Elm Street, leaves so much on the table of what they could have done so far in terms of creativity, in terms of Robert Englund's character, because he can do good work when he's inspired to. It's clear.
Yeah.
But
he's a great actor as well, and it's one of these it's one of these weird things that he is always sort of like linked to the Freddy Krueger character.
Yeah.
But apart from like the first film and the third film so far, there's not really that many good films here, and it just kind of like, the character's interesting, but the films that he's in are not. Like, they're just kind of really dull. Like,
I can
like
forgive
you said, they're killless as well. Like we were saying before we started recording, like Jason, in one swipe of his machete, does more kills than is in the totality of the next film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
And like, I can forgive all that if what they did was interesting. And like, part of the reason why I think I'm so harsh on this franchise and will continue to be harsh on this movie is 3. 3 showed the heights and the craziness you can do with using a guy who uses nightmares to kill you. Like, I will go back to that marionette kill as one of the most creative kills in any horror movie of all time. It's absolutely phenomenal. And seeing that, and then coming to this where we got Breckenmeyer jumping around like he's in a video game, like what is happening?
I will say this, like, Carlos was great. I thought the Carlos kill was, unique and fun, and
using his fear to kill him. Like,
that
that worked. But then, like, Breckenmeyer doesn't fear video games. Like,
it just didn't work. But like so this movie starts, and I'm not hating it right away. Like, I came in I'm probably not giving it a fair shake. I'll be honest. I'd been warned how bad it was. But I'm watching the plane sequence, and the plane sequence isn't bad. Like, the whole, like, I'm afraid of heights, and then just, like, knowing that you're in a nightmare, as soon as you turn to the woman next to you, and she's like, don't be a pussy.
That was supposed to be Divine.
Oh, was it?
Divine passed away.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
It's too bad she passed away. Good thing she didn't have to do this.
Right.
But I love that moment. And then she gets sucked out the roof of the plane. Like, that's great. Like, I liked all that. But then, like, I know I'm in trouble with this movie when the first time we're revealed Freddy, it's as he's dressed as a Wicked Witch of the West.
Happy release weekend, everyone.
That is funny. We are recording this the weekend Wicked comes out.
That would be a totally different film if it was Freddy Krueger. Like,
it would be.
Defying gravity.
But
they're better than 6.
I just can't believe, like, watching this and being like, someone thought this would be the best way to bring Freddy into this. And they made poor Robert Englund dress up like the Freddy wearing a witch costume on the broomstick and all. Like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, it's just that moment where, like, some sober person in the office had to be like, I can't believe they're doing this. I'm going to cash my check.
They took.
I mean, it was still the early '90s, so cocaine was still around in Hollywood, right?
They took.
So we're assuming they were sober. Probably weren't.
Let Ryan talk. He's gonna go nuts.
No, let's keep talking about cocaine.
The hell of a drug. With
You have
Freddy
to be on it to enjoy this film.
I feel like with Freddy in this, he is not, even with his wisecracks in the other films, he is way too much. They're trying to do gags and shticks the entire time, whether it's, him pushing out the bed of nails for the John kill, whether it's him with the rotating arm, his last words being kids. Like, it's just, you tried way too hard and you have sucked the life out of Freddy Krueger.
Well,
he didn't need to be killed at the end of this. You have taken his soul with this film and this script.
It's that pushing of like pop culture things. And I think one of the biggest issues with this one, I mean, like, there's got a lot of issues, but like, even coming into it like as a fresh viewer in 2024, everything's so dated because all the references are so like on the pulse of what's happening right then. So you've got like the Power Glove and like the Nintendo Power Glove and all that sort of stuff, and it's just like you are dating your film the minute it comes out, because you're putting references in there that are so on the nose for the exact time that it comes out. Like, the film's not going to even if there was like a decent story there's no longevity to it, because you're going to immediately be like, well, this is dated as hell.
Oh yeah.
I don't give this movie too much grief about this piece because it's a comedy. This isn't a horror movie.
It is.
It's
It is 100% a comedy.
To be honest, these haven't really been horror movies since, I think,
3.
Yes.
I mean, I would push
there
to 4, but yeah, probably 3.
There is no tension anymore in what happens whatsoever. There's no sense of stakes or dread. Nope. They've gone so far away from the idea of being terrified asleep, which is like they've turned it into the we're going to use this as a weapon thing too much. I think they've lost the kind of idea that the main characters are fighting sleep all they can. They're going through these desperate measures. There's this desperation that's needed, that's missing in order to create that tension. And then going back to the kills, it's all hammy and jokey and doesn't feel like a exclamation point the way you want it to be.
You go back to the first one and then the third one as well, and reality, when they're sleeping and everything, in the reality world, they're still bound by the laws of physics. But like in this one, they just kind of like, well, he's asleep now, so let's just have him start bouncing around like a video game character because that's what he's dreaming about. Well, it's like, no, that's weird shit only happens when Freddy's at full power and it can actually kill them at the end. Like in the first one where Tina starts going up and like around. That's like, but she's not running around in the bedroom like asleep and like, trying to get away from Freddy like that way. She's just asleep in bed.
This isn't a great film, so bear with me. But in Freddy vs. Jason, they do take the I forget the name of the druggie guy, and he completely takes over him, and like he can even talk through him. He like does the double inject thing on Jason's neck. So like there is something. I feel bad for defending this movie. Never mind. Forget everything I said.
But that's not even like you said. That's in Freddy vs. Jason, which is like what 12 years after this comes out,
if not more.
Yeah, and that's the first time that they actually really do that as well. Like he doesn't take over anyone and like control them.
Freddy too.
I just think, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. Like the more of these I watch, the less I enjoy the series as a whole. Like so far, there's only 2 films in this series that I would ever rewatch, and it's the first one and the third one. Like we've seen you,
and Freddy vs. Jason, of course, because you're going to rewatch it.
Well, I'm going to have to rewatch it. But like even like New Nightmare next week, yeah, it was all right. But to be honest, even with that one, by the last half hour, I'm sort of like checking my watch. Like, is this nearly done now? I just kind of want this to be over.
We'll get into that next week because I don't disagree with you, but whatever. Here's the thing. So in this movie, I about halfway through my notes, I have "this is trash" written out just like that. But then like 3 lines down, I'm like, okay, I actually don't hate this. and I wish they'd done something with it. It's when the Roseanne and Tom Arnold, was it Tom Arnold?
Yes.
And when they come into the movie, they're completely wasted, and they should not have been in the movie. That was a weird celebrity cameo moment, whatever. But the idea of the town where Freddy has completely won, and there are no children, and the parents failed them, I find that fascinating. I kind of wish that had been the film. You could have made a really good horror movie out of that. And when kids get there, he's gotten so powerful, they can't get out. They're trapped. Like that is a cool, scary horror movie premise that they could have ran with.
It even makes out that it's going to be like that. In the very first opening of the film, it has that weird, like, Escape from New York map thing of the United States, and the text coming up, and it's like, that sort of voiceover saying, "Oh, there is one town where, like, all the teenagers are dead, and apart from one." And then it's like, but that's not what the film ends up being about. Like,
no,
there is something super interesting there about this town where all the teenagers have died, and all the parents are just kind of like mental. Like they've lost touch with the reality. Like, you have the school teacher who is just kind of like teaching an empty class. Yeah. And like going through the motions. There's something super intriguing there, and they do nothing with it. Like, to be honest, if I was to sum up this series in one sentence, is interesting premises, does nothing with them.
Yeah. Because like
that across the board, apart from the first one and the third one, like it's kind of, that's it.
I mean, but like, Joel nailed it. Like Phantasm 5. Like that's what I wanted out of this movie was Phantasm 5. Like the idea of they won, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like you can try, but you're probably not going to win at the end of this. But like having watched all these movies, the idea that Freddy killed that many people, bullshit. Like no way. He doesn't kill anyone. Like
we didn't see it.
His kills don't even get up into double digits in any in any of the films. Like
not even two, when he's standing at the pool swiping at everybody. Like one person gets like a scratch. Like, I need a Band-Aid.
The only person who kills that pool is a guy who committed suicide by running into his blades as well. And he was like, "Oh, wait, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, guy.
That's
Sorry."
a freebie.
But like, it just, to me, it's so funny that like, there's this kind of reputation of like Freddy and Jason. Oh, these are the two ones that are always going head to head, and who's going to kill more people? Jason! In one movie. In one movie, he's probably killed more than like Freddy's killed in his entire series.
Even Michael, who doesn't kill as many as Jason does. Michael kills more per movie. Like,
yeah.
And Michael's a little bit more reserved with his knife. He makes it count, whereas Jason's just a greedy fucker. Like
Jason's just swiping left, right, and center. It's like, if I hit a tree, it's fine. I'll kill the tree. If I get a human, brilliant. I don't care.
He's like that kid when you're playing a fighter game that button mashes.
Yes,
me.
Jason is a button masher. Oh, I want that T-shirt now. But yeah, Freddy is not. But like after that, like I'm just kind of going through this list, and like I'm going through my notes, and like there's just not a ton in this movie that was really grabbing me beyond that concept.
Let's talk about the failed plot twist.
Please do.
I'm Freddy's kid. No, go fetch. And come on, when he said go fetch, you know what you know who it is.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be anybody in that house because they all have their daddy issues. Whether it's the girl who should have fucking died.
Yep,
she was worthless. It's not Rich Daddy or Mom with the ear Q-tip. It's Lisa Zane's character, and it's the way they went about it. The writing is just so bad. Like they didn't. Yeah, I can't even begin to describe it.
See, I didn't think of it like that at all. But then again, I didn't really care. Like I didn't think about it that much. Like when he says go fetch, I'm like, okay, yeah, go bring me some more kids to kill or something. Like, but I just got to the point where I just didn't really care anymore.
I didn't care if it was his kid or not because I assumed it was, and I didn't care if it was, and if it wasn't, I didn't care either. Like the go fetch thing is like we've seen him use kids before. We've seen it in a lot of these, so like that didn't really ring child to me. I could see that's what they were trying to do, but it didn't really work. So by the time
again, I'm just done with this idea of like, it's the killer's child. It's like, stop doing this storyline. Nobody wants it. It's crap. It's disgusting and weird as well when you do it in certain ways.
I can't wait till we cover Scream. Bad news, Matt. It comes into Scream too.
Jesus Christ! What is?
Not the
really.
Second, Scream 5, but it's fine.
That always it feels
bastard.
it's cheap because they're picking a vulnerable type of person in order to add that tension, but then it also cuts into the sense of danger because you know nothing's going to happen to the kid, and it's going to be just everything ancillary around it.
Trying to look through my notes and see other things that I enjoyed. I did like. I mean, the Carlos is the one who had the ear thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the ear thing. I thought that's kind of a cool thing, and I really liked it was nice seeing Robert Englund have fun a little bit. So when Carlos was deaf and Robert Englund's behind him was like,
yeah, I liked that. That felt very kind of like what Freddy would do in that situation. It felt the most Freddy-like in, I think, the last 2 films, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's like he's toying with him.
Even with all the needles, he's like...
Yeah, it's just like he's having fun. And and that, like the character Freddy is the type of killer who he plays with his food before he eats it, basically.
Yeah, and he just doesn't eat that often. So when it happens, it's like, okay, this was good. Whereas then we get the Spencer kill in the video game, and like, oh man, there's just not a lot to enjoy about it. It kind of looks like that. You guys remember that game show like back in like the early '90s where like they'd play video games,
like Nick Arcade or something?
Yeah. It really reminded me of that. For better or worse. But like the moment Breckenmeyer gets the apple and he eats the apple and just yells "Super Spencer," I'm like, I'm done. I could turn this movie off now and just go to bed.
Great graphic.
Yeah, that went on far too long as well.
Yes, it did.
Like of all the ones to extend out, the video game one, really, and again, it speaks to like what I'm saying about. It's just trying to be, oh, look, everyone plays, like, people like video games now. Hey, we're all hip, we're cool. Like, just tell a fucking story. Stop trying to, relate to kids. You're old people. You can't relate to kids. Just make a scary fucking film. Exactly. It feels so much like Steve Buscemi with a skateboard going, "What's up, fellow kids?"
Yeah. But like. And like even things like they break their own rules a lot in this, which is fine. Like I get it, but like we brought up Phantasm, so I'm just gonna keep mentioning it. Like Phantasm, there are no rules, and that's terrifying. And here there are rules, and they forget them, and that gets annoying. And like I'd kind of prefer Freddy to go the there are no rules, and that's terrifying route instead of kind of like establishing them. Like we have things where like if you get hurt in the dream in this movie, you can snap yourself out of the dream. But if Freddy's doing it, you don't get out of the dream. Like, so you have to self-inflict pain, but it has to be at a certain like, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, we kind of got that in the first one because Nancy does burn her arm on the boiler to snap her out of the dream in the classroom.
Yes, but in the first one, I was taking it as he's not at full power, so she could have more control over it. Whereas this one, he's supposed to be so powerful, he's taking out an entire town. He's just absorbing kids whenever they die.
Yeah, that's true.
So like, it just the balance wasn't there for me.
I honestly, I think they really should have gone with the Peter Jackson story, that he came up with, because it's just all I know of it, which is basically like a paragraph. Or immediately it sounds way more interesting than this.
So I've not watched Never Sleep Again. Can you paraphrase it pretty quick?
Basically, the concept is Freddy is not so much dying, but he's got no power left. He's really kind of like he's no longer has the power to kill you in your dreams, and kids are basically like taking drugs to go into their dreams to beat up Freddy as fun, like, and it's. But then he accidentally kills one of the kids, and it gives him some power. So he starts to build his power back up to be able to kill kids. It's like this kind of idea that
there's a coma. There's a kid in a coma, and so he's stuck in the dream world with Freddy. And so as Freddy gains power, it's up to that kid. But yeah,
we were deprived of scenes of Robert Englund getting his shit kicked by just a bunch of teenagers. I feel robbed.
Yeah, that sounds way better. Like, way better.
And you knowing that it was Peter Jackson who's wrote it, like Peter Jackson back then as well, it was going to be really, really out there as well. I think he'd done Brain Dead at this point as well, which is when did that film come out? I think it was
for those of us here in the US, it's Dead Alive.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah. I don't know why the US, it's only the only place it's called Dead Alive is the U.S. I don't know why.
Weird.
We're dumb.
Americans.
I know. We
but-
voted Trump in office. We're idiots.
Twice.
Ow.
Maybe a third time. We'll see.
But like Brain Dead or Dead
Ow.
Alive is the one. Move past that. It's the one where
92.
it's the one
So
where, like,
this was before that.
Okay, so this is before that. So, but that's the film where the end of that is basically this guy gets a lawnmower and just walks through some zombies, and they use like 30 gallons of fake blood in that scene alone, or something ridiculous. They used a huge amount of fake blood, and it's that just kind of like weird and wacky side, and like I want that in a Freddy movie, because like the Freddy movies are the only ones that really give you that chance to have that weirdness, because it's all in the dream world. They're very safe films, these ones, I'm thinking. Like, and they're just boring.
Do you
like,
guys
there's no risks.
Do you guys think that they couldn't be bold with their use of gore because they were the last of these icons to have a filmed release? Because this was 84. You had 78, then 80, and then 84. So at that time, MPA was really starting to crack down on things. So I'm wondering if they played it safe, like Matt said.
I mean, that could have something to do with it. I also think it has something to do with they didn't give themselves any time. They rushed these things out so quick. They didn't give themselves time to be creative, time to actually spend the time making these big practical events. Like they rushed, and then when you rush, you get usually bad movies.
Which is crazy when you think of, like, the Jason films. Was it 1, 2, 3, and 4? They all came out within a year of each other.
Yeah.
But okay, some of them feel but no, not those ones. Like
they had Tom Savini hanging around the wings. Like they had way bigger people. Just like, I can make this happen real quick.
The third one's not great, but that's more because the 3D stuff is just really weird, and it's just all about the 3D aspects of it. But actually, 2 and 4 they're in my top 3, I think, of
they're good.
Of the Friday the 13th films. They're really, really good films, and they don't feel rushed.
No,
like. And I don't know if it's just...
But it's also way easier to make a guy in the woods kill kids versus I need to create a nightmare dreamscape where someone's going to die super creatively every time. Jason, it's a lot easier. I'm a Jason fan, obviously. Like I brought that up a lot. But like it's a lot easier to go, I'm going to kill you with, I don't know, this coffee mug. And we're going to make that look really cool versus I'm going to make the coffee mug come to life and it's going to pour coffee down your throat until you die of drowning. Like it's... For Freddy to be... the Freddy we want, you need time, execution, money, all things they didn't give themselves. I'm not defending it. I think they made the wrong call and they made bad movies because of that. But I can see how it happened.
I've just come up with a theory as to why the Jason films might have been slightly better. New Line, Freddy was New Line at this point. Mm-hmm. So the studio's really heavily involved in pushing it.
Yeah.
So Freddy is their main source of income, so they're going to be way more on hands-on, and we want to make sure this is really good. We're going to meddle. For the Jason films, they were Paramount, if I remember right. And
Paramount
they
until
were just
New Line bought it, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just Paramount was doing things like the Star Trek films at that time as well. They were doing all sorts of other things, and I think just the Jason films were probably just this thing off to the side, or you made some money. Yeah, here's some more money to go make a sequel. Go do your
You only
thing,
need
whatever.
$1 million? Sure.
Yeah, and I think that's maybe what it comes down to is the fact that, the Jason films were kind of left alone a little bit, whereas the New Line, it feels like New Line put their paws into Freddy too much.
It's very
That's why it comes across very safe and because it is almost studio noted.
I would say I would guess it's kind of a swirl of what I was guessing and what you were guessing. All of that together kind of just made these movies. But let's finish this thing up because I know we'll do a shorter episode this week. I know we don't have a ton to talk about. My notes completely drop off at the mention of Dream People. I don't remember what that was about. And as soon as the 3D glasses came out, I was in and out the rest of the movie. I was very tired. This was 9 o'clock. I usually stay up to midnight or 1, and this movie just put me the fuck to sleep. Can anyone explain what the hell the Dream People were? I remember seeing those little snake skull monster looking things. Were those the Dream People?
Joel, why don't you field this one?
Possibly, I think. I mean,
I don't remember
my
any more than Brian does. I just got some laughs out of it.
My notes were like obviously so bad that my computer decided to delete them. Like I opened the file with my notes for Friday the 13th 6, Friday the 13th 6, Nightmare on Elm Street 6. I wish we were talking about Friday the 13th.
That's a much better movie.
That's a great film. But like I opened the file, and the notes were all gone. Gone. Like my computer's gone and gone. Nah, you don't need any of this. Don't want this on your hard drive.
So essentially, these dream guys made a deal with Freddy, be like, "We'll keep your spirit alive if you maintain death and destruction." Essentially, is what it boils down to. So
Okay, that's it. I take it.
that's pretty much it.
Okay, great. And then, so as I understand, Freddy dies at the end of this movie. I
Correct.
was very, very in and out. I was very tired. And all I remember is a big explosion and Freddy's face coming at us. What caused
3D!
Freddy's
said
face coming at us
explosion?
3 times.
Pipe bomb.
Oh, the pipe bomb from Breckenmeyer's
Yeah.
room earlier?
Yep.
That
Yep.
Okay. So why does that kill him this time versus all the other times he's been killed?
Because he was brought out into the real world.
That's happened as well.
But, well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Because it was the end of the movie, Brian.
Thank you. Great. All right, let's move into quotes.
I do vaguely remember one of the notes I wrote down was, so the plan in this film is exactly the same as the plan in the first film.
All right.
Like,
Well,
it was
now-
literally like, oh, if I pulled his part of his shirt out, I can
See, but
pull
that's-
him out as well. It's like we've done this. We've
that was
done
a dream,
this.
though. That was a dream. It's all
Was
a
it?
dream.
The first movie is so much better.
It is.
I wish it was a dream. I wish that like, you know,
That sounded very wistful, like you're standing on a beach. I wish it were a dream.
yeah. I wish it was on a beach.
He's sitting there thinking about like what would my dream be?
Where could Freddy come and possibly gore splatter me? Oh, wait, he won't.
He won't. You'll be fine. You'll be totally fine.
He'll walk it off.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
apparently
I have no idea what I'm. I have like 50% like awareness of what I'm saying this week. I am so high on like cold medicine and stuff like that. I've just been just to get through this recording session. I popped so many pills.
Well,
and,
it's clearly not cocaine. We know that.
I mean, I wish.
But like one more final thing. One of the reasons why Freddy is so scary, I've even heard him defend it as being so scary, is because, you know, Jason, run away. Michael, run away. Leprechaun, I guess, run away. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, run away. Like, all these things you can solve with basically the same solution. Run away. Freddy,
Tall man, drive away in a muscle car.
oh yeah,
Got to drive
call
away in a
Reggie.
muscle car.
Yeah, get some
You
ice
got-
cream.
Yeah,
But like,
I want ice cream.
Freddy can get you wherever, because he can get you in your dreams. And then this movie comes along and locks him to a town. So
Yep.
even the
Yeah.
thing that was the most
Yep.
frightening about him is gone now.
Every town has an Elm Street.
No, they don't. Some have Elm Avenue.
Movie to
I don't think there's many Elm Streets in the UK as well.
Some towns just have numbers to their
Yeah,
streets
that's
and
true.
avenues.
Yeah, so you're wrong, Freddy, and your movie was bad. Let's move into quotes if you have them, and or kills, I guess, if you have those. I can go first this week because my quote is myself, and that's what I'm going to use because none of the quotes in the movie are worthwhile. So my quote was, "Hey kids, it's Johnny Depp." I was excited to see him on TV for a moment. That was this has got to be the worst movie he was ever in.
I don't know.
What would
He's
be worse?
been in a fair few of the Pirates of the Caribbean films.
Those aren't worse. I've seen all of those. Some of them aren't great. They're not dog shit. Not comparable bad movies. Bad for a Pirates movie? Yes. Bad for a movie? It was okay. I guess my favorite kill is Freddy because he's dead and these are done now. Like we're done, which
Not
is
done.
great.
You got 3 more.
We're done with the original Freddy's arc because now we have the meta movie coming next, and we have a remake, and then we have the good one, Freddy vs. Jason. So like we're done with this kind of arc of Freddy, and that's nice. That's nice for me. So yeah, my kill will be Freddy being blown up, even though I don't remember it happening. That's it. The wins. Matt, what about you?
So my kill is the writers killing any enjoyment I had for this series. Yeah, just
That might be the most brutal one of all.
yeah, it was pretty brutal. Like
Such a bloodbath.
I felt that. I felt that in my bones. And then quotes is just like the dialogue in this film is so fucking stupid. So I'm just going with like, "Free me, you idiot! I'm your fucking memory."
Oh, that's what got the "this is trash" note.
Yeah, it's so dumb, so fucking dumb. God.
Joel, what do you got?
My favorite kill is the video game one, just because that was my moment. Just like, what is happening here? And again,
What I love about that is that they wanted to have the actual Nintendo Power Glove, and Nintendo said no.
Nope.
But then the film like caused an uptick in sales of the Nintendo Power Glove anyway, as well, which is just ridiculous.
The Nintendo Power Glove sucked.
It was
On
just
record.
I don't feel like that's
More
a
or
hot
less
take.
in this film.
Less of this film. It was just an annoying device. I never owned one. My friend had one. They were awful. Awful. Joel, what's your favorite quote?
Every town has a Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. I can't even get the quote right. I quit.
End the show. I don't care if I know. End it.
I
You
think
killed that.
I think I prefer that
Yep.
version of it. And I also prefer Joel just like head in his hands of just like I am so fed up of this now.
Oh,
Don't
the
worry,
line
Joel.
had been,
The next series of films we're gonna watch is gonna be better.
Yeah. Every town has a Friday the 13th. I love it.
Every town has a Camp Crystal Lake.
Oh, Corin has my son has a T-shirt that says Crystal Lake Camper, and he never wants to wear it. And then I told him it was a Jason shirt, and now he's like, "What?" And now he wants to wear it all the time. And I'm like, "It's my boy."
There we go.
Every town has a phantasm.
All we better, Ryan. We can't. You were the one who kind of liked this franchise. Come on, you got to have a kill and a quote, right?
Well, Carlos, I think Carlos is a lot of fun. He messes with Carlos. Even the prelude to him messing with Carlos, the Q-tip. I mean that was very well done. That was probably the best effects in the whole movie. So I mean, I thought that was very well done. And then I just like Carlos. So my quote is, "Carlos, I asked you for the map. Yeah, well, the map says you're fucked."
And it literally did say "you're fucked," so he wasn't wrong.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Again, like the imagery, like in his dream of the map just being so huge and him just like kind of like spilling out, that was kind of cool. But again,
cool.
didn't really do anything with it.
Didn't nail it.
Like they just, I think this like to sum up this series, it's missed opportunities.
Well, we're not done yet. We can't sum it up yet. We got more movies. We're not done. And
I'm
the
pretty
rest,
sure that the rest of the films are going to have missed opportunities in them.
not Freddy
I don't know
versus
about
Jason.
the next one. They could have
Freddy
done more
versus
kills.
Jason.
That's the missed opportunity.
Freddy vs. Jason has a huge missed opportunity in
Oh, yeah.
that there isn't
Oh, yeah.
really, like, yeah, I will get to that.
That's right. It is great. I agree. Anyhow,
Compared to the rest of these films, it's a lot higher up than the rest of the Friday the 13th films.
if anything, if I've made us all a little bit more of a Friday the 13th fan, this was worth it. Do we have plugs this week? Does anybody want to do their plugs? I've got really nothing to plug right now.
We
Other than
just end this nonsense.
yeah, I think we're good. We're good, right?
Sure.
I plug Phantasm.
Phantasm is really good. We should do Phantasm again. Maybe we'll do that in 25. We'll just do like a break at some point and just run through those movies again. We've already done
We
full
should do
episodes.
that, like, every 2 years, we'll just redo the Phantasm series.
I mean,
I'm not sure if we'll do like a full 5 episodes, but we could just do like a Phantasm revisit. Like we all take
my
one.
hot take. You get my hot take.
Oh, that's true. But we could just do like I cover 1, Matt covers 2, Joel 3, Ryan 4, then we all talk 5, or like we all talk 1, then we pick one of the sequels. There's a way we could bring back Phantasm.
You're giving me Lord of the Dead.
You're
that
welcome.
No, that's 3.
3 is great.
Joel has Lord of the Dead.
What's 4? 5 is
Oblivion.
Ravager. 4
Yeah,
is
Oblivion.
Oblivion.
5's Ravager, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
5
Yes.
is Ravager.
Yeah. Man, those are good.
They're all great films, though. Like,
They really are. I mean, 5 is probably the weakest of the bunch, but it's still really good.
Yeah.
They're all really captivating.
Yeah. Oh, I love Phantasm.
Five is let down by the budget.
Yes.
That is the only thing that lets 5 down.
We need to get out of this episode, or we're going to start talking Phantasm for the next 20 minutes.
I'd rather talk Phantasm than this film.
Yeah, but I want to start talking about the next film because
Ryan really likes the next one. I
like
enjoy the next one. Matt, I think, is kind of okay, and then Joel's wife fucking hated it. So
we'll get to hear.
Kelly's been pretty on point with all these films, though. Like, I'm surprised she's still watching them at this point. Has she forgotten that she's not actually on the podcast and can actually leave the room?
I kind of feel like this might be the series that breaks her. She's already said she's only going to watch the first Die Hard.
You got to watch the first 3. You got to. You got to give it the
you
first
gotta watch
3.
If
you want to skip in 4 and 5, I don't blame you. 4 and oof, but first 3, man. Mwah.
I'll see if I can sell her on that. We'll see.
And even I'd even go so far as if you want to skip 2, you can skip 2. I wouldn't. 2 is amazing, but I can understand why you would. But 3, man.
See,
3
here's
is
the thing.
so good.
Here's the thing. Like, we got Rennie Harlan Die Hard 2 because of Rennie Harlan Dream Master.
I'm excited for Die Hard. I don't think we've even said that we're doing Die Hard yet, but we're just so over this fucking franchise. All right, bye. Bye.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother... Wait, that's the wrong series.
You got to wait 3 weeks.
Wrong one.